One of those next things you're going to do is kind of know your what, why, when, and how. You really need to know what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Just like you'd never get into a car and try to just get in there and drive somewhere with no final destination in mind, no gas money, and no timing to when you want to arrive. You can't do the same thing with this business either. You can't just jump in here and say, great, I'm just going to go crazy and see where it takes me. You need to have some focused direction. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to create a supplemental income that will replace your car payment? Are you trying to do that $100 or $200 extra that makes it possible to stop doing other things you're doing for replacement income? Or are you trying to go all the way? Are you trying to make this a full-time job so that you don't have to work anymore? So that you don't have to go in and clock 8 to 5 hours? So that you can be your own boss and experience residual income and financial freedom? Whatever that is, it's individual, it's up to you, but you need to know what it is. That's most important. Then you need to know why you want that. Our whys in life are what drive us. It's what propels us forward. My personal why is my children. I don't want to be away from my kids. I want to be a part of their life, and I want my husband to be a part of their life as well. To engage in business that affords time freedom enables that to happen, and that is a strong motivator for me. Your why has to be something so strong that it will get you out of bed an hour earlier in the morning, keep you up an hour later in the evening if that's what it takes, but you're going to find the time to do it. It's the thing that gets you to turn off your favorite television show, even when you are in the middle of the best part, because it's that important to you. And so it's important that we find that why that drives us. Now then you're going to find out when you want to attain these things by. Now, be realistic in your when. Just like you wouldn't go up to a brain surgeon, okay, for example, and they're in medical school, and they're in medical school to become a brain surgeon. You wouldn't walk up to them and say, cool, are you going to perform brain surgery tomorrow? No, it takes time. This process of starting your own business is an education process. It takes time to build and it takes time to grow. The only difference is if I was in medical school for 8 years versus doing this for 8 years, at the end of medical school I'd have massive debt and I'd be starting from scratch, and at the end of this I'll be on my way with residual income and a beautiful business underneath of me. So it's important though that you give yourself the time, set realistic expectations, but know when you need to accomplish your whats and your whys. The other thing you want to really write down is the hows, and make these again realistic little goals that you know. Okay, I want to get my 2 people going in my first month. How are you going to do that? Well, a great way to start is to talk to 2 people every single day. Make that a goal. Make that one of your hows. I'm going to talk to 2 people every single day. Whether I'm just telling them about what I'm doing or I'm just telling them about the product, I'm going to talk to 2 people every single day. That's a great how that will drive you to that what, and that will accomplish that why, and then you know when that can happen if your how takes place. So set those what, whens, whys, and hows, and make sure you know what's fueling you, what's driving you forward. And there's a sheet on the www.myfrogteam.com. It's called your goal sheet. You can print that out, and it outlines those what, whens, whys, and hows. Fill that sheet out and place it somewhere where you're never going to forget it, where you can always see it, and it will continue to drive you on your daily actions. Now, once you have that why figured out, the next thing that's really fun activity is to start what we call your why wall. You take your why and you get a picture of it. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it is that vacation home that you've always wanted. Maybe it is a fishing pole. Your why is your why. No one can define that for you. But whatever that why is, find a picture that describes it, or write it down on a piece of sticky note. Place it on a wall somewhere in your house. And it would be preferable even if you place it on a wall where you're going to be doing business, because it'll continue to drive you. But you put that why on your wall. As you bring other people into this business to join you as a partner and working forward, find out what their why is. Write it down and add it to yours. And it continues to grow. And as you start to grow and drive with this, you start to work for a purpose outside of yourself. And that's when this business gets really fun, is when you're working not just for you, but for others as well. And that's a fun thing that you can do with your why wall. I highly recommend. That's very motivational, very inspirational. It'll keep you going, and that's a great thing to do. Then we want you to visit that distributor office in the back office area. You go to www.syntekglobal.com and click on log in. Once you've logged in, it'll kick you right into that office. Click on your downline. That's where you can order your business cards. explore back there. There's constantly being updates happening from the company where things are going in back there, whether be it trainings, reports, accounts, that sort of thing. But go in and play. Understand what tools the company has given you to leverage so that you can really grow your business. And that's a good thing to become familiar with early on. You also want to become familiar with the product. You know, all of us will use this product. And the beauty of this, it is very simple. The product is what it is, okay? It is a product that saves people money. It's one of the only products in the network marketing industry that when you use it, you actually start to make money just by using the product. And it's a fun thing, and it's easy for all of us to talk about. Gas is the #1 thing on people's minds, constantly fluctuating up and down and up and down. The gas went down by a dime, and people were ecstatic. But the reality is we're still paying $3.50 or more for gas when we used to be paying just under $2. And the gas and the money that we need to save there can be life-changing for many people, especially in the economic situations that we have. So super easy to talk about the product in terms of what it did for us. Here's what it did for me. However, it's also nice to be able to answer a few questions. Remember, you don't need to be a product expert. You don't need to be a chemist. You don't need to understand all of the physical components of the product. But it's nice to understand how the product works. What's in there that makes it work? And there's 2 things you can do with that. One is there is on this site, www.myfrogteam.com, there's a download called Product Information Guide. Go ahead, open that up, read through that, or print it off and read through that. That'll give you some good background on the product. There's also a product information training on the site as well under additional trainings. Click through that and walk through that, and it, again, just helps become familiar with how the product works. And I think raises also your confidence in going forward with this product. You can be 100% confident when selling this product because it's proven effective. There are studies and tests that show that it's effective. Your personal experience is a powerful driver as well. And all of our personal experiences. I mean, we're saving money as we drive. This is an excellent thing and something everyone needs. But there's also that 100% money back guarantee. Be confident in the product, understand the basics enough to feel comfortable talking about it, and you're ready to go. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is that you should start using the product. You have to be a product of the product. Would you ever walk up to somebody and say, "Oh, you have got to go see this movie"? And they say, "Really? When did you go see it?" And you say, "I haven't yet, but you've got to go see it." It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for you to walk up to somebody and say, "You got to try this product. It's saving people money on gas," when you haven't tried it either. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have used your full supply of product and know exactly what it did for you before you can start talking to people. Because you can take your product to your neighbor and say, "Look, I just found out this good friend of mine is using this product in his car. He's getting an extra 4 and 5 miles to the gallon. I just started using it, and I think I'm going to sell this product as long as it works for me, but I want to get my own testimonials, my own people using it at the same time. Go ahead, use the product, and I'll use it at the same time. Let's get back together and see what it did for us." You don't have to wait to start your business or start talking to people about the product, but you definitely need to be a user of the product so that you're not out telling somebody to do something you're not willing to do yourself. And that's really the first steps in those first 48 hours. Again, first 48 hours are critical. Don't procrastinate. Dive into this thing and make it happen for yourself.